terrified.
My anxiety is like creeping into my future children's hearts. Hello, and welcome to Did You Mean to Say That, the podcast where we did not mean to say that. I'm your co-host, Bobby.
And I'm your co-host, Erin.
Welcome back, guys.
This is episode 12.
Episode 12.
I feel like I've lived lifetime since the last time we filmed, and I think it was like a week.
It would have been about a week, I guess. But I feel like I've
different
lived
than I
10
was
lives.
before.
I am too.
I'm just going to dive right in to my first topic that I wrote down so long ago.
Okay.
And how do I put that? I'm just going to say that whenever I move out of my current apartment, I'm going to have like a tell-all. Like
I'm gonna have to have a whole themed episode.
Oh, like my story will be shared. I am a survivor. So there's a lot of context for this that makes this story even crazier. Still crazy on its own. But I'm not going to give that context. But someday you'll get it. My landlord had my car towed out of our own parking lot. So...
And then he called you a stupid bitch.
Well,
it's like literally what he said.
Okay, so the prior context is that my landlord is...
How would you describe Woody?
Exactly. Like, I cannot put it into words, and I tell Mackenzie all the time, like, I just, like, wish you would talk to him one time or, like, run into him, or, like, I wish that you all could have a conversation with him so you could... just so you could understand and maybe also help me articulate it. Like, one of the theories I've come up with is he just has dementia. Like, that's a huge possibility. I'm not the only person who said it. Because that's how, like, erratic and, like, out there and, like, confusing his behavior is at all times. Like, I never know what's going on when I speak to him, and I don't understand him at all.
Right.
Cars in my parking lot, you guys know, have been getting broken into. And the front of the parking lot is well lit, and the back of the parking lot is not. It's pitch black, and it's like the woods and like whatever. And that's where everyone's getting their cars broken into. So now everyone has been trying to fit into this well lit area, but there's too many cars for it. So all the cars are like right next to each other with no space in between whatsoever. But there is one spot that's like a loading dock, but like we're an apartment building. So like people use the loading dock like maybe once every 3 months when they're moving in or out. Like that spot is like right in the light, and it's just like people park there all the time. They always have, even before the break-ins. Like since I've moved in, people have just parked there all the time. So I parked in it for the first time ever, like last week, because there were no spots in the well-lit area. So I parked there just like everyone else. I work from home, so I don't leave again. I get home at like 10:30. I park there. The next day, I work from home. I don't leave my apartment. I don't even get on the elevator for any reason. At 4 o'clock, my neighbor knocks on my door and tells me that my car's been towed. And they've been trying to figure out whose car it is all day.
Interesting.
Mind you, my landlord knows whose car it is because he has all of our cars on file because we park in this parking lot and it was part of our lease application, whatever. Second of all, you have your tenants' phone numbers. You know where we all live. It was really that serious. There's not that many units in here. My car gets towed. I call my landlord. He says, "Who is this?" I've lived here for a year and a half. He's been to my apartment several times for repairs and whatnot. We've texted quite a few times. Also, you're my landlord. Why do you not have my name and phone number saved? And maybe even like dash my apartment number. Like, what? I'm like, did you get car towed? Car towed. And he was like, yeah, I've been moving stuff around your car all day. I about had a hernia because of you. And I was like, what? I'm like, what? And he yells something back, and then he hangs up on me. My landlord. This is my landlord. I call him back.
Probably because you said, what?
I didn't even say that. Oh, I probably did, because I was like, what?
Okay.
I call him back. He goes, what? And I was like, hello? And he goes, what? And I said, what the fuck do you mean what? You are my landlord. Like, can you imagine calling Michael on the phone and him being like, what?
No, he would never say that. I love Michael.
Me too.
I don't know what he would say.
And he goes, you are one rude person. And on top of that, you're stupid. Verbatim. And I said, what? Like at this point.
Which is both bitchy and stupid.
I was just like, can you fathom your landlord saying that to you?
No, maybe the rude thing, but not the stupid.
But rude for what?
I don't know, maybe your tone was rude.
I had genuinely, on the first phone call, I hadn't been rude yet. Also, you got my car fucking towed. Like, of course I'm being rude. Like, What the fuck? But he meant that I was rude for parking there, like, and stupid for parking there. Like, that's why he said it to me. I hadn't even been rude or stupid yet. But at this point, I'm dumbfounded because I'm like, what?
Good play on words.
Yeah. And he's like, you can't park there. It's a loading dock. We've been moving stuff out all day. And I was like, people park there all the time. Like, what? And he said, well, that's your fault then. You're setting a bad example. And I was like, no, I never parked there before until last night. Like, he was like, well, you need to tell them. And I'm like, I didn't say this, but I'm like, I'm not going to fucking tell your tenants where they can and can't park. Like, You do that. Why don't, say it with me, you put up a sign that says that we can't park there?
Yeah.
Because there's no signage. And it's just in my parking lot. Like, it is just a spot in the gated parking lot that has no signs that says no parking, loading zone. Like, it is just a blank wall and a spot.
I have a hard time believing he didn't look up whose car it was and just had you towed anyway.
Look it up where? He's
in
like
his
100.
database.
His what?
You literally just said your car's on file.
We wrote it down on a piece of paper. His database. He doesn't have a database. He has all of our leases strewn about his office, maybe.
Wow.
My lease was 1 page long and so unprofessional. It was insane. Yeah, and then he told me where it was.
Was it A+ towing?
No, it was 3 blocks that way. My car was there for less than an hour, and it cost $319 to get it out.
Jesus.
So I'm going to be deducting that from my rent and writing him a strongly worded letter. And at the end, I'm going to put, and I'm not stupid, with a heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't evict you. I don't think he can.
He would literally have to take me to court, and you're not winning that one, babe. You unlawfully had my car towed for no reason. You owe me $319.
Did he mean to do that?
Yeah. But he wrote on my car, like, don't park here. Next time you do, it will be towed. He left that on my car, I think, to just, like, be justified when the tow person came. Because, like, there was 0 time between when he left that note and when he got my car towed. And obviously there was no next time because it was all one time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I had a parking lot debacle, too. Well, my parking lot, first of all, is insane. Right? Like, it's insane.
Oh, my God.
Like.
No, it looks like, remember those things that were, like a circle, and they would have metal lines in them, and you would, like, move a ball around?
That's you in your car.
That's what it looks like in your parking lot.
Like, the spots are, like, diagonal. You have to go like this, like.
I got stuck once, like, in between 2 cars. Like, I couldn't move my car because of just, like, the angle that I had to pull out at, and it's insane.
And so, like, as a whole of the people that live there, like, it's courtesy. Like, you're not going to go in, like, those spots if your car's, like, too long, because then people can't park in the other spots, whatever, or get out and stuff. Well, the other night, there was what I thought was my car-sized gap to go through these 2 cars. And I'm, like, really squeezing it, and I just barely scrape this person's car, and I'm like, fuck. And it was, like, probably, like, 10 o'clock at night or something.
Is this incriminating?
No, because it came out.
Oh.
It was literally just, like, a scratch on both of our cars. But I parked right next to them, so I was like, well, they're going to know that it was me, so, like, I have to do something about this. But as soon as I got out of my car, someone walked out of the building, so I was like, I'm not going to, like, touch someone else's car right now. And also, what if they saw that? Like, I'm just going to, like, get out of here. I am taking a shower, and it's, like, I think by the time I was showering, it was probably, like, 11:30 on a work night, I guess. And I'm listening to music. I hear boom, 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 boom. And the heart attack I had, like, oh my God, because I thought someone was knocking on my door, like banging on my door. So I like
Me too.
turn off the shower, turn off my music, and go to my. Okay, so I hear banging, so I turn off my shower and I turn off my music and I like go to my door and like no one's there. And I was like, the banging was too close for comfort. So I was like, oh, I think it was my upstairs neighbors banging because I was playing music late, which they've never done before. But I can hear them in my bathroom sometimes, and that's like the only place.
Yeah.
So they could probably just hear it through the vents. I was listening to He About to Lose Me by Britney Spears. And I was like, they probably hated that.
That's so funny.
So then I'm just on edge. I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
going out to the car once and for all. So I brought like a wet rag to like wipe out the things.
Right.
I walk outside. On the balcony, I see two people sitting there smoking, like just right there. So I'm like, fuck. Like I can't just like do this right now either. 'Cause
Yeah.
they'll see me.
This is crazy.
So I literally just like dart towards like down to like where Zoe's apartment is and go in like my other side door, like back inside. I'm like, I can't do this right now. So I go out later and I get the scratches out and it was fine. It was just a little scuff, but
That's chaos.
and nothing ever happened of that. But I was stressed.
The banging of it all is so horrifying.
And at that, should I tell the hey you? Can I say that?
Girl. Yeah.
Okay. So this was like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, the camera just died, so if we're at a different angle now, don't worry about it.
For our Spotify listeners, just carry on.
So your neighbor.
Oh, so I get home one day and someone's parked in one of the diagonal spots all crazy. So they're parked like over the line. So like it was, you couldn't park like right here. But I think I ended up parking like somewhere right by them.
Yeah, you parked next to them on the other, where you could fit.
Yeah. My neighbor gets home and I'm outside waiting for Brooke to get home, like smoking a cig. And my neighbor like sees the spot and like parks somewhere else and comes back and he's like, that's annoying, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
he could not fit.
because he could not fit. And I was like, I know, so annoying. I'm still outside. He goes inside, comes back with a note in his hand, a folded up note. And he's like, I'm leaving them a note. And I was like, oh shit, like they're going to think I wrote it. Like, what does it say? And he's like, oh, you can't read it. And I'm like, please, like, let me read it. Like, what? This note, I'm going to find it. I have a picture of it. But I have it mostly memorized, but we got to get it right.
I have it so memorized too.
This note says, hey, you dumb fucking cunt. Sober the fuck up before you drive. You've been in 2 spots all day because your dumb, selfish, drunk ass can't sober up and park in 1 spot. Fuck you. I said, baby, you can't leave that note. My car's right next to them. They're going to think it's me. And also, that's the most insane, unhinged thing I've ever heard in my life.
On top of how unhinged it is, the thing that always struck me was like how hard he went about the drunk
drinking.
thing.
It's like, we don't know that.
And they've been there all day. They probably didn't get drunk, hammered at 11 a.m. and then park at home all day and night. Like, it's just like, if you had just been like, you dumb drunk bitch, like, that's
it's
one
giving
thing.
like
it's so
something
weird.
happened.
Like, do you know them? Did you see them? Like, how do you know? Like, it was just like, you said sober and drunk like 4 times in that note, and you have no idea what they were. It was so weird.
So I said, you can't leave that note.
Yeah, no.
Please don't.
Don't.
This man rips it in front of me. And I said, no, can I keep it? It's so funny. And he let me keep it.
Yeah, no.
And then we taped it up and it was on our fridge forever.
I can't remember if we already said this, but we have a note that we've like collaborated on in our friend group called Stupid Shit We Say.
And
it's just like our bits and like insane shit that we say, and one day we're gonna explain them all. But one of them is "Hey you dumb fucking cunt," and they put it on their fridge. And I mean, "Hey you dumb fucking cunt" is like
so funny,
such a staple in our lives.
Fuck you, at the end, just
fuck you.
Is All Start at the Jazz Bar the new "Hey you dumb fucking cunt"?
So if you guys remember Bobby's funny little tale from that fateful night, where his boyfriend Levi, when they were still baby talking, Levi texted him and said, so I'll start at the jazz bar, were you? And then went the fuck in on him. Mm-hmm. So I texted him one day and said, like, so I'll start at the jazz bar the new "Hey you dumb fucking cunt." Like,
and it was. And it really packed a punch.
It basically means the same thing. Like, Levi may as well have texted you and said, "Hey you dumb fucking cunt," when we were at the jazz bar. This is what happens. So those are all of our parking lot stories. Well, my next topic is just I can fill them and you guys in on our fun, amazing weekend that we just had.
It feels like a lifetime ago that we were with Daniel in that limousine.
I can't think of like someone else's birthday that I've had more fun at in a long time. Like,
It was so
the
fun.
weekend was just jam packed with fun every hour.
It really was.
It was so fun. So Mackenzie is here, our live studio audience.
Happy birthday, Mackenzie.
It was her birthday, and we celebrated it for 40 days and 40 nights, and it was so beautiful. Thursday night, we went to dinner, and we surprised her with a limousine because Mackenzie's dream has always been to just ride around the city in a limo and, like, look at stuff and just, like, be in it. We've talked extensively about it, but they're pretty expensive. So we were always like, it's just not worth it. Which is so funny because you texted me at one point before your birthday when we were trying to decide what to do. And you were like, a limo's just not worth it these days. And I was like, that's so true, girl.
I also said it to Ninty at one point. I was like, yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's limo year.
And it was
And boy,
limo
was it.
year. It was so limo year. So we were like, oh, we're calling an Uber. Daniel's on his way. He's almost here.
Then Ninty says, let's go outside and smoke.
That part, he texted me from the bathroom and was like, bitch.
I was
And
so
I was
worried.
Like, bro, what?
I was so worried because it was like right there and I was like, but you didn't see it until after that.
I didn't know he
luckily.
was right there the whole time.
Yeah.
It was so nice inside. It was just 4 of us. We got some champagne. They have glasses on the bus. Our driver was so amazing.
Mm-hmm. At
And-
first we thought he hated us.
Yeah, and he just needed to warm up.
He needed to warm up.
He was so protective of us. Our new bit is Daniel would never let that happen to us. I just felt rich and happy as fuck the
that's
whole night.
Exactly. how I
Literally,
felt, too.
like, I was just like, I've never been happier. Like, it just felt so good.
And like I was like, no one else matters. Like we are the only people in this whole entire state.
I forgot,
Yeah,
like, that
like-
we were in a car so many times.
And like
I didn't even know
both
we were
states
driving.
at that, we were back and forth.
We were in 2 states. At one point, he was like, should we go to Indiana? And we maybe should have just to round it out.
I know. Next time.
So the first stop was planned. I knew we were going to go to the boat ramp, which is like her favorite place to go. And it's like this beautiful spot on the river where it's literally a boat ramp. You can like, you could drive into the river right there. It's crazy to think about. I think about that all the time. Because it just, the road, it's just a parking lot that just descends into the water. It's crazy. I guess that's a boat ramp.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. And it has the most glorious view of the city. And we got out there and we had a little champagne on the dock and it was so cute. And I took a video of it. In the video, you were just like, we clink, and then I'm just looking around and you go, do you guys think he thinks we're insane? And at the same time, we all go, yep. Like,
And then Ninty goes, I'm sure he's seen worse.
And then later
that's
he
what we
said,
kept.
I've seen worse.
We kept saying it all night. Like every time we would do something, we're like, okay, he's probably used to so much worse. Like this is like
He
just
probably, like looking back, he probably just thought we were lame, not weird, you know? He's like, oh, this is fun.
Okay, you guys. The camera didn't die. It overheated, and so we stuck it in the fridge. We went to like just a couple different views of like stuff. We went over a bridge and like went through downtown. We went to a park in Kentucky that's on the river that also looks at the city. We just went to different versions of the same place. And we peed there outside and also smoked weed like in the woods. And Daniel just like sat outside the limo the whole time. And we were like, you like don't have to do that. And he was like, not only am I here to get you from place to place, but I'm also here to make sure you're safe. And we were like, thanks. So now that's the bit is like Daniel would never let that happen to us. Like he literally wouldn't. And then we just had a fun night. We went to a bar and stayed there till close and had fun. Then Friday, we went out to eat. Like we thought we were just going out to eat and coming back. So we're in like sweats and like shit and t-shirts. We go to Tyler's bar and we end up staying there until they absolutely close, and we convince all of them to go to Bobby Mackey's. Again, I'm back. And we meet Hannah and her friends there. So it's me, Mackenzie, our friend Tyler, and his 2 coworkers, one of whom I hardly know, one of whom I kind of know. And we go to Bobby Mackey's with them. We shut that down. We stay there till the lights come on. And then we find out that the strip club closes like 45 minutes after everything else. And it's right down the street. So we go to the Playpen in Kentucky. And...
Can you tell the story or no?
What story? Of the guy? Okay, so... One of the guys we were with, I found out was 21 at like 1:45 a.m. the whole night. I had no idea who was 21, and I was like, what? It's just shocking.
Yeah.
And someone brings up the strip club, and it's Mackenzie's birthday, okay? We've never been to a strip club together. We always talk about it at like the end of a night. We're always like, should we go to the strip club? Like, should we end our night at the strip club? So on this night, we're like, you know what? We're just down. It's your birthday. We're just going to do it. Everyone in our group is like, I mean, okay, like, I would go to the strip club. Like, we're about to go to the strip club. And then this 21-year-old kid goes, I can't go to the strip club. My girlfriend would absolutely kill me. And we were like, also didn't know he had a girlfriend. And I yell across the table. I go, your what would be what? And we're just like, dude, what? Like, please don't fuck up this night. Because I drove everyone there. And their cars are like 15 minutes away from where we are. And Playpen is so close that you can walk to it. We're like, dude, like
we'll roll you a joint. You can sit
I
there,
literally was like,
yourself,
I'll crack my windows. I'll leave you my keys. You can sit in the car. We're going to be in there for a half an hour. Like, we're leaving Bobby Mackey's at like 1:50 and they close at 2:30. Like, please just sit in the car or something. And Tyler didn't want to go, but he was like, I like will if you guys are, but like, it's not something I'm interested in, like, at all, obviously. And then we end up getting in the car and we're like waiting for them to see if they can connect to a ride because they keep trying to get a lift and they like can't. And they have a chat outside while all the girls are in the car. And they come back in and Tyler goes, we're in, let's just go. And I'm like, oh, stop, I'm so excited. And we go. And God, it was fun. It was so fun. And it was just like funny to be there with me, Taylor, Mackenzie, Tyler, and this guy who won't look at any of the strippers and won't hand them money, but like is really a nice kid and is like wants to be supportive, but is also like, my girl's gonna kill me. Like, and so we go up by the stage where it's like, it's a weird strip club. Like, it's a short stage. People are just sitting in chairs like around it and just like sitting there. And, you know, I am used to like drag shows and stuff. So like every time they do something, my reflex is to be like, wow, like so excited. And I was like, oh my God, like, do you cheer here? Like, what do we do? But because everyone there was just like a weird, quiet man, like it wasn't giving that.
Right.
Eventually, though, we just started screaming for him and we were having so much fun. And it was like 3 girls in the bar screaming and the rest of the bar was just like, but nope, they weren't doing that. But then the guys around us just started to, like, we brought it out in them too. Like, they're like, yeah,
you know
hell
what?
Yeah,
yes,
baby.
Queen.
I know, literally, like, they were like, some of them were handing us money when we were running out. Like, we really lightened up the crowd. Like, and we were all vibing. It was so fucking funny. And so we go up there, and Mackenzie got all these ones, and she hands him a few, the kid, and she's like, don't feel pressure to throw them, but like it is like customary if we're up there that like you're not just gonna stand there and watch, you're gonna like do something, but like if you don't want to, you don't have to.
This poor kid.
I know. And like halfway through, he hands her the bills and he goes, can you give these to her? Which like that right there is such a testament to like him and what was going on. Like he was like, didn't want to fuck up our night. He wanted to be supportive. He wouldn't have cared either way if we had gone to the strip club if he was single, like, and he wouldn't have been weird about it. He wanted to support these women, but he was also trying to be like so respectful of his girlfriend and of his relationship to the point where I'm like, babe, if you guys fight about this, just let us talk to her. Like you,
or have her watch this.
You couldn't have been like more respectful of her and her feelings. And he called her on point. It's like 3:30 in the morning at this point. We stayed out so fucking late. We went back to Tyler's apartment. We hung out for so long. Taylor slept there. Like he came with us. Like it was so, it was so funny. And they are on the phone at one point, and he goes on the balcony. He's like pacing, and like we can tell, like, oh shit.
He broke the news.
And he comes back in, and he's like, she's really mad. And we're like, damn.
Oh no.
And he's like, she doesn't even know about the strip club yet. Like, still don't know if she did. Like, I don't know if he.
Then
told
what was
her,
she mad about?
He was like, just the fact that we've been out for so long. This was also like, it's weird, which it is. Like, why did you go to Bobby Mackey's in the strip club with 2 girls you don't know and your coworkers?
Yeah.
What happened tonight?
I'd be annoyed too, I guess.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like,
I don't know.
I just feel like when my boyfriend
scenario.
leaves the house to go out with his friends, I don't like know what their plan. But to work, I guess if my boyfriend left for work and then ended up at the Playpen in Kentucky, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
But also, that shit happens to me all the time, so I just don't care. Like, sometimes you think you're going to dinner and then you end up at a strip club. Like, it's just oops.
Sometimes you go to Niederman Farm.
But he, even in that moment, he was like we were all like, dude, because we had seen him all night. We were like, dude, fuck that. She should not be upset with you. And he was literally like, guys, it's fine. She's overthinking it, and which is totally understandable. Like, he was just so nice and respectful. And we were like, yeah, she'll understand, like, tomorrow or whatever. Sure.
I'm sad I missed all that.
Yeah, it was so fun.
I was DJing.
We had so much fun. Happy birthday, Mackenzie. And then last night, I hosted Drake Trivia here, and that was also so fun.
I popped by Drake Trivia. I did a few questions of the first round. Then I went out for Daisy's birthday last night, which was so nice. I got to see friends that I haven't seen in a while.
Did you guys stay at Homemakers all night?
Mm-hmm.
It's cute.
We stayed till like 12:30 or whenever you texted. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, happy birthday, Daisy. Happy birthday, Mackenzie.
And still happy birthday, Hannah. I'll say it.
Yeah, I'll say it too. November is your guys' time to shine. It's still your birthday.
I feel like I've been like on a birthday world tour.
Me too. Yeah. I told Mackenzie today's the last day of her birthday. We got to put it to bed.
Oh.
But it's also just still your birthday all November.
And all year, because we always say happy birthday.
We always say happy birthday, like, to everyone at any point. And when it's your birthday,
I only say
every
it to
time
Mackenzie.
someone says
Bobby only says it to me.
I say it to
I
everyone.
always say it to you too.
That's so funny.
It's always her birthday.
And then on your birthday, whenever someone says happy birthday to you, you say it back to them. Like, we all do that.
I love doing that.
It's
Because like it is our
instinctive.
birthday, because we all come together. Like,
we love each other's birthdays so much. Like, we really just like love it.
Every year I say this, but I think this was my last year like doing something for my birthday until I'm 30. So 1 year. I'm skipping 1 year.
What did we do?
We went to Woodburn.
Oh yeah.
It was so fun.
But that was like not like doing something. That was just like friends getting together to celebrate your birthday.
For sure.
It was so laid back and really fun.
It was really fun.
It's so much fun.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on birthdays.
So much pressure. Just leave the planning to me. I'll plan you something.
Yeah. The surprise party of it all.
Yeah, but it won't be a surprise party again. You can't do that more than once.
I would never want it again. It was a bad time in my life, but I appreciated the surprise. I cried.
I knew you needed a win. We needed a surprise birthday party.
So I saw Pete Davidson.
I know. I almost went, but like
should have. Our entire section in front of us was like empty. Like,
I
you
don't
could
want
have
to hear that.
there.
I'm gonna have like FOMO and regret for the rest of my life. I love Pete Davidson, and I've always loved Pete Davidson.
Me too.
Like, I was a day one Pete Davidson stan before the internet ever caught wind that he was sexy as fuck.
Brooke introduced me to him because of SNL.
Exactly. He was.
But it wasn't too long
my
after.
celebrity crush for like a long time. A long time.
Mine wasn't a long time before he started dating already.
That's also so my vibe too. Like,
but
I love when they look.
I
like
love
that.
Pete too, famously.
Yeah.
Got to say what's up to him at that fateful bagel shop. Remember when I met Pete?
No, at a bagel shop.
Yeah, I was at the Ariana
Grande,
concert.
yeah, in Chicago.
And he turns around and goes, "Hello, children," and then looks at me. He's like, "You're not a child." And I was like, "No, what's up, Pete? I love you from SNL, blah, blah, blah." He was like, "Thanks." And I got a selfie with him and Doug, her gay best friend. Doug was like, "You want me in it?" And I'm like, "You're not British, love." But yes, I want you in the photo.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I love Pete. He was so
love
funny.
Him. I want to hear like every detail. Like, do you remember any of the jokes? The
I
only
do.
thing you remember is.
No, that's just what I keep saying because it was so funny.
Tell him again.
It was in Newport, Kentucky, and he walked on stage and goes, "Hey guys, what a scary little town you all live in."
Which is so
he
true.
talked a lot about doing drugs.
Right. I worry about him a lot in my free time.
It made me a little worried. But
yeah. Did you watch Bupkis?
No. Okay.
You would love it. It's so good.
Is he in it?
It's his show about his life. It's like true. It's like funnier
yeah,
and like
I'll watch that.
dramatized, but like it is so fucking good. Like Phil's and I binged it in like a day, and it was
What's
just
it
like
on?
so good. That's a good question.
I'll find it.
Just Google it.
Yeah, I will. Anyway,
You like actually have to watch that one. Like I'm dead serious. Like I'm gonna
I will.
stay on you about
I didn't know
this.
it was
You
a
would love
thing.
it.
Okay.
I wish I went.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, I'm glad you went. That's really fun.
Thanks.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm wearing my Drake shirt because we did Drake trivia last night, obviously. But I got new Drake tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I fell for it. I don't know. I just have to see him. I know he's done soon.
I don't think he'll reschedule it again. For this one.
I mean, whatever. I don't know. I would just figure it out. I just don't even care anymore. I'm gonna go to the tour no matter what he does. Like,
Yeah.
I know people are mad. I know people don't care. And what I'm really upset about is that I love her loss. And 21 Savage is one of my favorite rappers. I've always said that. I love 21 Savage. And them together, love it so much. And I really wanted to see that album toured. And
I would have
wanted to
rather
see
seen 21 Savage.
100%.
Not
Like,
that I wouldn't want to see
don't
J. Cole,
care
of
about
course.
the 4 songs that J. Cole and Drake have together are so boring, except for the new one on For All the Dogs. So I don't want to see them perform any of those. I don't want to see a J. Cole set. Like, I just think this whole show is going to be, like, boring and, like, completely different than what the 21 Savage,
I don't
like,
think it'll be
was.
boring.
But, like, what if this tour, because it's J. Cole, he decides to do, like, what if he just does, like, his R&B shit, like, his Aubrey shit, and he does, like, fucking cameras or some shit, and, like, it's vibes like that?
That'd be really cool.
I don't know. But it doesn't matter because I'm going either way. I don't care if I'm bored. I don't care if it's J. Cole.
You're not gonna
like,
be bored.
I just am going. I know. I'm
It's
just
gonna be
saying,
so
like,
fun.
he could run me over and I'd still go to the tour.
For
Like,
sure.
I'm once again, like, so worried that this is gonna be the last one ever. Like, I really genuinely believe that, like, I know the end is near and I have to see him.
Okay, so guys. Just a little ASMR for them. But
Oh, that wasn't the okay, guys. I was like, oh my God, you got me.
no, guys. So next week is our 13th episode.
Next week is our 13th episode, and we are doing it. We told you this last week. We're going to tell you again. Next week, tune in or tune out based on wherever you lie on the Swiftie scale.
We are doing.
We're going
full-blown
full-fledged
Taylor
Swiftie. Yeah.
All Taylor Swift all day.
Yeah. 100%. We're going to try to have some other Swifties in our live studio audience. Mackenzie is a Swiftie, so
She's like a new, like, Swift
she's
lit.
not. It's my new
Swift
bit is
lit.
telling Mackenzie she's a Swiftie.
Everybody's new bit.
Ninty started it.
Nice.
She's not a Swiftie at all. But she respects her a lot and like some of the songs.
Like Endgame.
Like she's not a Taylor Swift
Don't you like
hater.
Endgame?
She loves Endgame.
Can't tell people that.
Yeah. Girl, Future's in that song. I love that song. I wish
You
I'd share it.
don't.
I love Endgame.
Oh my God.
So, you know how I had a bit on here that was like, oh, Bobby doesn't smoke because he's family friendly?
Yeah, that's my next topic.
Well, that's my next topic.
Well, surprise, he does.
So, well, yeah. But lately, every time I smoke, I get like too high and anxious.
Yeah.
Which generally in my life, I feel like when I'm anxious, when I'm high, there's like something in my life making me anxious. Mm-hmm. It sucks. Like, I'm a one-hit wonder nowadays.
And I love that. But I don't. Okay, so we were kind of texting about this last night, and I was like, we actually have to talk about this on the podcast because I have so much to say about this topic. So same thing happened to me when I was 25, and it I think we're very similar in this. I don't know what age, but like I've been smoking every day, multiple times a day since I was like 16 years old. Like I love weed. It was like being a stoner was like such a part of my personality.
Same.
Like not in like a hippie stoner way, just in like I'm always high, I love weed. And it was just me to my core. I was weed core. Like I was just, yeah. And I turned 25, and it was one day I woke up and it was like, oh, what the fuck? Like I threw up a couple of times. Like I got just paranoid and like fucked up. And multiple people have told me that this happened to them. And it's like people I used to smoke with all the time we'd hang out and they would be like, oh, I don't smoke anymore. And I would be devastated.
I would be gutted.
And I would always be like, at first I didn't get it. Like, it happened. Lauren Mitchell was like the number one where I was like, what do you mean? Like, just smoke. Who cares? What are you talking about? You're not going to freak out. Like, what do you mean? It's fine.
It's a phenomenon.
I was like almost annoyed when people would stop smoking. I'm like, just try harder. Like, what? Mm-hmm. And then it happened one day. My switch never flipped back. Like, I still cannot. Like, it never came back for me like that. But I still, like, love weed and, like, can engage with it. I just have to be very mindful about, like, how I consume it and like
maybe that's where I'm at
whatever
right now.
And it might be, but I kind of love it for you. Like, the problem for me was the identity crisis of it all, because I was like, me and my boyfriend smoke together, me and all my friends smoke together, like we get high before we like do things, and like we get high while we're doing things. Like driving around and smoking weed was like just such a pastime for me. Like that's my favorite activity.
Just never ever
could
ever.
Never.
I would.
Well, I still kind of do. I've come a little bit back in the past like 6 months even. I've gotten like a little bit back to normal. Not
me.
Normal, but like better. I know yours just started. So once you like accept it, it's kind of like lit. I think I'm like a little more. I definitely notice I'm like more clear-headed. I remember things a lot easier, and like I'm like sharper, like I'm quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, and the money of it all. Like I can make a joint last me like 4 fucking days.
That's what
like,
I've been doing.
And I used to smoke like 2 blunts a day.
Yeah, literally.
Same. And it's just rocks, kind of.
It does rock.
I just
don't
lean
like
into it
when I smoke being anxious, but like
just like smoke less, like genuinely
that's
be
what I've
like,
been doing,
I am a
been
one-hit
fine.
wonder, and that's okay. I think you should get into CBD seltzers.
I've had that before. It's
this
really
brand.
Good. Yeah, like that exact flavor, I believe.
They don't taste that good at all. But these genuinely, 1, help with anxiety a lot, especially if I've had a coffee. 2, if I get a little too high and I drink one, like it brings me back down. And it's like you could drink 4 of these and it would feel just like a beer or White Claw because it's just carbonated, whatever. But there's nothing in it. So like it would help with all of your different journeys. And
great.
I think these are a great alternative to drinking. Like genuinely, like I genuinely feel an effect from this brand. Like if I drink this whole thing, I will be so relaxed. And if I drank more than one, I'd be like, I don't know what. I've never had more than one.
All right.
I need to know if other people experience this. So I just need to talk about this topic here today on the pod. Okay. So you know how almost everyone experiences feeling like they're falling at some point while they're falling asleep.
Hate it.
Yeah, or like car crash or like something like happens to you. Mm-hmm. Something that happens to me very regularly as I'm falling asleep. 2 different things. 1, sometimes I feel like I'm suffocating. I feel like I've stopped breathing and I wake up like...
That happens to me too.
Crazy. Hate it. The other thing is that I feel like something is like coming towards me, like about to hit me, and then I wake up. And it used to be like shapes, like shadows would just like float towards me, and I would wake up like, what the fuck? And then it turned into bugs crawling towards me.
No.
That one went on for a while.
No.
Like just literally like a bug crawling up my shirt, and then right as it gets to my face, I like fucking wake up and I'm like panting. Recently, it's been more violent. Like, it's like something's like swinging towards my face and I wake up like horrified. Last night.
Oh, no.
And this has happened like a few times here. Remember I told you, and you were like, Erin, that's terrifying, that the crack in my door, if it's dark, like I think something's there. Mm-hmm. That was happening so bad last night in the same vein as like the stuff hitting me, where like I was falling asleep and all of a sudden I would see someone at the door and I would like wake up and it was just like not anything. And it was so fucking scary. I couldn't go to sleep until the sun started to come up because I was like terrified because I kept like seeing stuff in the dark. But I Googled this, not so much that one, but like the suffocating and the stuff coming towards your face is the same thing as like falling, the feeling of falling. Like it's a thing and it's common, and like it has a name that I can't pronounce and I forget it, but it's just like a thing.
Well, do you remember the one time am I allowed to say I was on mushrooms?
Yeah, it's your podcast, not mine.
Yeah, it is yours. I was on mushrooms and it's like 3 a.m. and you text our group chat saying, I just woke up out of my sleep and said Satan. Bitch.
I forgot you were on shrooms. I also forgot that happened.
I'll never forget. I was horrified.
Imagine how horrified we were.
Who was scared?
How many of you were scared? Me too. I was really, really, really fucking scared.
Lord
because
almighty.
I can't remember if I was sleeping alone or not, but I literally woke up out of a dead sleep and I heard myself go, Satan.
I turned all my lights on in my apartment, like dead ass. Oh man.
I literally, and then I like fully woke up and I was like, like, what the fuck? And I was so scared of myself. I was like, holy shit, I just got possessed. Who's in here? What's going on? I think I was alone because I went into Phyllis's bed and imagine trying to tell that to Phyllis. I'm just like, he's dead as
Hey, babe, I just said Satan.
He was like, what? I wake my boyfriend up in the middle of the night and I go in his bed terrified and I said, babe, I just woke up out of my sleep. I just woke up to the sound of my own self saying Satan. And he was like, what? And obviously annoyed that I just woke him up out of his sleep.
No, I'd be terrified if I were him. That's so funny that he was just like, shut up. Like, what? I would be like, I would freak out.
But also, like, just like, what do you think he was thinking? Like, can you imagine, like, you're in a dead sleep and Devin wakes you up, like, and is like, babe, I just woke up and said Satan. And you're like, what? What does that mean? Like, what are you talking about? Why did you wake me up? What is that? Like, I don't even know, like, is that even scary? Like, when we're talking about it now? Like,
I would be scared.
Horrifying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to pee so bad.
But, like, you don't think it's horrifying that I just involuntarily woke up out of my sleep and said in a monotone voice, I shot up in bed and sat up and said, Satan. That's the scariest thing I've ever fucking heard.
It was probably just something that was happening in like a dream. And you were probably sleep talking beforehand.
No, it's the sitting up and the monotone for me. Like, it's not like I woke up scared and was like, Satan!
No.
I woke up and said,
just like, it was
Satan.
like part of what was happening. Like, maybe
I was Satan in my dream, and I was in class, and I was saying, present.
Or something. But it's not, I wouldn't be scared getting woke up. I would feel more comfortable being the one that it happened to. Like, if I was you, I would be like, that's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
But from the outside, that's not freaky.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it was so funny.
Right, well, yeah.
From his perspective, he's just like, what? Like, what is that? I can't express enough how if someone told me that, I would just be like, I don't get what you mean. Like,
no, I'd be scared. And I was.
I texted it to you, who was fully awake in his apartment with his lights on, and you got scared. You were on shrooms.
No, I turned my lights on because you said that.
So yeah, that's my hyglomoctic neurons. Hold on.
Bye.
Yeah.
I think.
And that's all she wrote.
I think that's all she wrote. I think that's going to wrap episode 12.
We'll see you next week for Taylor Swift week.
We'll see you next week for Taylor Swift's week. Bro, what? Thank you guys so much for watching episode 12. Please continue. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
My ears are ringing from the coffee. Like, ringing.
I feel that.
I feel insane.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Happy birthday, Mackenzie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Daisy.
It wasn't filming. It's okay.
I hate when you do that. Dog,
we
we gotta
need
stop
to-
talking. Smoking.
I know.
You know when you just like like hear your highness? Your highness? Why did you salute? I couldn't think of the other gesture.